always try to plan the concert so they have a general theme, so that our audience can come and already be prepared for a certain feel to the concert. The first program is classical music. We have Haydn, we have Bach, and we have a surprise by a South American composer of the time of Haydn, who we're going to play a really brief piece by him. And we have also two Baroque concertos, one by Bach and one by Marcello for viola and oboe respectively. So that's our classical Baroque program. The second program will be French music. We have music by Ravel, Debussy, and César Franck. Really beautiful stuff. Some of the most lovely works these people ever wrote. The Debussy Petit Suite is a jewel. The Ravel pieces we're playing the famous Pavane, and also the suite for Mother Goose and for Tambor de Couperin. In the last concert, we're going to have an all-American music plus an illegal alien in the form of Antonin Dvorak, who spent some time here in the Midwest in his time. And something that we still want to explore a little bit more. Let's think about Dvorak lived in the United States for what was a couple of years or something like that.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. So, and his ideas for how American music would develop eventually inspired Copland and many others. And we're going to have a couple of modern, brand new pieces written within the year. They're going to be receiving among their first performances here, as well as Copland Appalachian Spring, marvelous piece. And then end with the Dvorak Czech suite, which is a representation of his own homeland. But when he was here, he was creating the seed that would eventually inspire Copland several decades later. The Marcello Concerto is one of the main courses of the oboe repertoire, and there are very few courses. Now, speaking to violinists, they have everything. It's not fair. But the oboe has maybe 2 or 3 major concertos, and this is one of them.
Yeah, and since he's the greatest oboist alive, if not of all time, we're very fortunate to have him come play this. So we have 3 mixed ensembles. We also have the Moreau Quartet on Thursday night with their own program, which will be very exciting, featuring Philip Glass and Schubert's Death and the Maiden, along with, I think, a Beethoven. Then we have 2 institute concerts, and this year the Blanche Bryden Institute is very different. We have an all high school contingent being taught by your very own Washburn faculty, which is a marvelous addition to the program, and something I think a lot of us are very excited about. And so Stephen and Larissa Elijah will be coaching along with Jim Rivers and Dr. Meador, who's going to be coaching for Kurt Seville, the wind quintet. So that's on Sunday afternoon. And then on Tuesday evening, we have a program of what we now have is the Moreau Quartet coaching. Instead of myself and a bunch of other players that we're coaching, we have the Moreau, which will coach preformed groups that come to the Blanche Bryden to really hone their skills. These are primarily either graduate string quartets in residence at universities around the country, or or just beginning career quartets. So we're very excited about that program. That drew a lot of excitement and fervor in the country, and they've chosen 2 out of 12 quartets to come join us. So we'll hear them on Tuesday nights playing complete works, each one half, and then there's a brass quintet as well on that program. Then for our 3, I think we have some fascinating things, not the least of which is the Beethoven Symphony No. 7 for Nonette, which will be conducted by Alex. That's unusual for chamber music. We normally don't allow conductors. So having said that, I think he's going to add tremendously to the safety and rapidity in which that can be put together.
It's a very fascinating story because often composers could not take the entire orchestra to this summer palace of their monarchs. And in this case, Beethoven or somebody around him We know because the original parts are from that time. I actually have a copy of the manuscript. And he reduced the Seventh Symphony to 9 wind players, so that he could take those 9 wind players to play his symphony anywhere without the burden of carrying an entire orchestra and say, no, 15 violins or something like that. Now, who would want that?
Exactly.
So we do it with the nine winds. It's an octet plus contrabassoon.
So it's very exciting to have that. Then our final chamber music concert's an old Dachnani program. And I believe we've only had 1 or 2 other pieces of his in the last 22 years. He's a wonderfully very rich composer, and we're going to do a trio, a sextet, and a quintet on the final program. So I think most people may be hesitant to come to an all one composer program, but this one I think they're going to absolutely adore. And then we have a harp featured as well this year in chamber music with the Debussy Trio for harp, flute, and viola, and then the Ravel Introduction and Allegro, which is string quartet, harp, flute, and clarinet.